Hello, my dudes, dudettes, and everything in between, and welcome to my official 100th episode on YouTube. I know, it's great we managed to get to 100, and yes, that it is including both Final Fantasy and Star Wars, but yay, 100, I managed to make it to 100. All that jazz, all that jizz everywhere. Um, but in this episode, we're going to be continuing on with the Let's Play of Final Fantasy XIV. Um, we're going to continue on with the story for now. We have only a couple more dungeons, so we're going to try and focus a little harder on the story. If you don't remember where we are currently helping Alphinaud recruit people for his new trial grand company. Um, so let's continue with that. Alright. My audience with the Elder Seeds here is due to commence momentarily. I would be grateful if you would once more seize the task of recruitment here in Gridania. After you deem the well of potential candidates has run dry, let us rendezvous at the airship ticket counter as before. Okay, I can do that. See where we gotta go. Nothing over there. One over here. There, one up there, one up there. Okay, so there's only 4, and it's all in this part of the map. That's dope. Oh gods, can it truly be you? I know you? By what fickle fortune must the first face I see upon my release be yours? Eh? Could it be that you don't remember me? It is I, Laurentius, the man whose crimes you exposed? I was a whaler and a regular patron of Fiscaron's. Oh, this is that dude, way back when we were looking for the Sylph Elder, and he was basically selling information to the Empire. I remember now. Well, of course you do. Wow. I was beginning to wonder if Gaul had changed me more than I realized. Not that I have any particular wish to be recognized after my shameful conduct. The less said of my past, the better, I suppose. And what of you, adventurer? What brings you to this part of Gridania? Recruiting, eh? And what is your policy on reformed convicts? As matters stand, the Wood Whalers will have not more to do with me. This may be the second chance I was looking for. Yeah, that's a bright side of look to things, yeah. Revenant's toll, you say? I shall leave at once. You shall not regret this, I promise you. I am a changed man. Okay, I can see that. That's actually I kinda feel good about that one. If he truly is reformed. It seemed, because I remember us just like letting him go, and I kinda was like, did he actually go and turn himself in, or did he just say he did? There's a difference. There's a huge difference. Let's see, who are you? Grandfather, you must call it a day. Let us return to the guild and rest ere your tormented back gives up on you for good. I'm terribly sorry, we were just... Oh, Clive, isn't it? It has been some time since our paths crossed outside Copperbell Mines. I don't remember her. Why, you were barely more than a novice adventurer then, but look how far you've gone. Mother Mune tells me 'twas you who felt the fearsome black wolf. I guess she was one of the adventurers who, back when we were doing the first 3 dungeons, was kind of standing outside the dungeon area. I guess? And now you seek stout-hearted souls to fill the ranks of a new order? Well, your cause is undoubtedly just, and my old companion here would be much relieved to see me in good hands. Yes. Yes, I'll do it. This is the very thing I've spent my entire adventuring career working towards. I shall join your company just as soon as I've seen Isildur safely home. Okay. Cool. So we have a semi-experienced adventurer joining our ranks. That's dope. This is going a lot better than Limsa. Limsa was just kind of like, no, 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 maybe, Yes. Why the fuck are we asking him? You would offer this old man a place in your company of champions? Yeah, I don't know why. I am both puzzled and honored by your invitation. Pray forgive me, young master, but I cannot accept. I have sworn to abide here for whatever scant years remain to me, and bear responsibility for the evils my lady has wrought upon this land. But we took care of that for you. So you intend to just sit here day in, day out, until the end of your days. Okay. Environment must be nice. Hello? It's not often a guild officer such as myself gets recruited, and his company certainly sounds to have some promise, but his duties appear less than focused. I must refuse your invitation until such time as your organization is more organized. Okay, I can feel that. I can feel that. We got 2 no's, or 2 yeses, a no, and an eventually. Alright, that's not bad. Alphinaud. What news, Clive? For my part, the Elder Seats here, excuse me, Elder Seats here was most amenable to our requirements. A former woodwiller, goodness, and a seasoned adventurer, our company will not lack for variety, that much is certain. An interesting harvest indeed. Shall we strike into Ul'dah whilst the iron is hot? Let us meet at the Royal Promenade and endeavor to conclude our remaining business. Our journey draws to a close. Okay. Ul'dah. Ride lift to the hustling strip, I think is where I need to go. Yep, okay. I always get the Ruby Road because I think Ruby's so like red, and then hustling strip, which I don't really see much hustling around here. Alphinaud, or no, blah 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 blah. Ul'dah, the gilded city, where one's fortune defines one's worth. I hope some manner of fortune is with us, and that this final leg proves as successful as the previous two. Might I suggest descending into the lower level before beginning your recruitment efforts? I do not think the Sultana will take kindly to us poaching from our personal guard. Let us meet back here at the promenade when our respective tasks are complete. Good hunting, Clive. Right, last round of recruitment. Let's see, where do we need to go? There, 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 there. Okay. So start at the Gladiators Guild. Imagine if we did just take everyone, or we managed to recruit everyone from her personal guard, the Sultan's Sworn. That would be funny. Like, he manages to get her signed. Oh yeah, by the way, your entire Sultan's Sworn have agreed to join us. Sorry. Oh, Red. You seem familiar. Hmm? Wait, you're the man who came to Little Alamigo looking for that masked devil. Oh, it's that idiotic dude who tried to kill us and then we saved. Who knows what might happen if you hadn't. I'd probably be dead and a whole lot more of my friends besides. You were such fools. Anyway, the disaster really got me to thinking about our homeland and about the outsider who saved us from ourselves. I realized how easily I'd been manipulated and vowed to make of myself a more worldly man. So here I am. A new company of champions, and you say it will take me to all corners of the realm? That sounds exactly like the kind of opportunity I need. And don't worry, I'm not the same stripling you met in Little Alamigo. I've prepared myself to fight the evil I now know is out there. Oh. next we need to go to Miners Guild. Oh, what a happy coincidence! Do you remember me, perchance? I am Orson of the Church of Saint Adama Landama. Thank you again for your timely rescue. And I must also thank you for preventing that fraudulent priest from preying on dry bones less fortunate. A most upsetting business. Are you here with your companion, Thancred, wasn't it? Oh yeah, this is that lady we thought was stealing everyone, but she wasn't. Ah, this new companions you seek then. Your proposed organization sounds a powerful force for good, but my place is at the church with the children. Nevertheless, I wish you well in this undertaking. We are choosing some of the most interesting people to join, like pirates, old men, a priest. Like, I don't know what went through either the developer's head or Clive's head or whatever to think, hey, maybe these people should join. They can't fight, and they might die the second they get on the battlefield, but hey, let's recruit them. I'm sorry, you wish to recruit me? No, not really, but the game does. Is this some new fashioned manner of propositioning a lady? Whoa, my dude, lady. You are not my type. For one, you're a lady. Well, I'm afraid you're wasting your time. This lady is already spoken for. Good day to you, sir. Goody for you. I did not ask. Last two, and go. Let's see what kind of people the developers decided to have us try and recruit. Landebert. Okay. Have you come to tell me the news, soldier? Well, I've already heard it. Seems the would-be savior Uldal's refugees went and got himself killed. And not by your hand. He was just as much a pawn as the helpless cast-off he sought to deceive. Eh? That's not why you're here. Aye. You'd be surprised what rumors drift down to Pearl Lane. I know of this glorious new company of yours, and just how far I'd go to avoid getting involved with it. Whispers on the street say your organization is funded by corrupt coin, by syndicate money. If you think you're recruiting for a just cause, then you're a bigger fool than I took you for. Okay, that does raise some concerns. Might not have recruited him, but we got some valuable information. A company that looks to cure the ills of the realm entire? Well, listen, friend, I can scarce bear the complaints of the next all over, let alone the conundrums of a neighboring nation. Yeah, that wasn't really a smart choice to hire a merchant. Right, Chamber of Rue. So I hope we get to confront Alphinaud about those claims. How fared you, Clive? What hidden gems did the streets of Uldal offer up to your unrelenting gaze? Literally one person. Yeah. A single Alamegan youth? Well, you've certainly given us an admirable start, even if our ranks are yet somewhat thin. In these troubled years following the calamity, talk of Eorzea's salvation must seem akin to grasping at clouds. But there are those who have risen to the challenge, nonetheless, and the hope that inspires these people was born in no small part from the victories you yourself have won. Thank you, Clive. I will not squander this precious gift you have placed into my keeping. These recruits will become the foundation of a new beginning. And yes, we are free to begin. As you have no doubt surmised, the Sultana also graced my trial company with her blessings. Our first wave of recruitment is over, the documents signed, and the finances secure. there is naught to prevent me from taking the next step. You are concerned with the syndicate's involvement, as was I. Thus was the origin of every coin of their contribution carefully scrutinized and recorded. This organization will not be built on corruption. Naturally, I would prefer not to rely upon outside sources at all, but even my family's substantial coffers would not sustain a venture of this magnitude. And as for the rumors and doubts surrounding the enterprise, well, such things shall plague us until the company has had a chance to prove its worth. It will not be an easy process, but we will earn people's trust one success at a time. Speaking of time, we should waste no more of it. Let us return to the Rising Stones and lay the first stone for United Eorzea. Okay.
Tell me, General, what think you of Alphinaud's bold endeavor?
I think it is more than bold, Your Grace. His organization would pave the way for a united Eorzea. Well do I understand his impatience, since facing the common threat of the Ultima weapon, our nations have seemed farther apart, not closer together. Considering the many problems we face, should we not be glad that someone else is taking the initiative?
We have all pledged our cooperation, yet the grumbling continues behind closed doors. Ul'dah is not alone in her duplicity. I myself have doubts as to the good this organization will achieve. With the inclusion of the finest soldiers of the 3 grand companies, it promises to be a fearsome military body. But whom will it serve? Even under the watchful gaze of the Scions, it is not unthinkable that such a force could perpetrate a great wrong. Does it not concern you that a significant proportion of its financial backing came from the coffers of the Syndicate? That those unprincipled worms might forge this extraordinary gathering of warriors into a private army?
I have trust in the Scions, Your Grace. They have spared us no end of trouble at the hands of the Primals. If they seek reinforcements, I deem it unwise to deny them. As for their finances, full many gave generously. And though our nobles proffered a sizable sum, their coin did not spill from the pockets of Lolorito and his cronies. And what of the presence of our stalwart adventurer friend in this endeavor? I doubt the Warrior of Light would betray our cause.
Yes, there is that, I suppose. Yet I have known people to change. Whether we will or no, the events of the age hurl us this way and that, like a dust devil skipping across the sands. Cannot be done about Telechi?
I have explored all avenues available to us, Your Grace. But as Ul'dah law now stands, we lack the evidence to convict him of any crime. To arrest him on spurious grounds would only play into his hands.
He has all but committed treason, and yet we can do nothing? Then what good our government? What worth the royal house? How deplorable this mockery of justice!
Have faith, Your Grace. It is not over.
Oh, poor Nanimo. I get that feeling of frustration. I really do. Try to do everything in your power to do what's right, only to be stopped and countered at every step. It can be really frustrating. Look at how everyone's getting along. He's talking to them. The main scions are actually conversing. Ah, this is not a journey I soon wish to repeat, but I cannot pause to rest. The culmination of all our effort is at hand. I must see to the preparations for the inaugural ceremony. Thank you for allowing me to monopolize your services, Clive. I am certain the antecedent will be relieved to see you free for other duties. Ophelia appears eager to welcome you back to Revenant's Toll. Oh, great. Greetings, Clive. Alphinaud tells me all is in place to begin this trial company. The Scion shall certainly be grateful to have the support of such an organization. The inaugural ceremony is set to take place here at the Rising Stones. Tachu is cooperating with Alphinaud to see that all is in readiness, so I'm afraid the recruits themselves have been left to their own devices for the time being. Quite a number of new faces have arrived in Revenant's Toll of late, and I wonder if Slaftborn might not find himself overwhelmed. Would you speak with him and see if there is aught he requires? Okay, that seems like a fair request. We did just kind of like offer like a bunch of people to come and randomly arrive at Revenant's Toll without so much as a hey, by the way. So, least we can do is offer some help in that regard. What can I do for, Clive? Did I say that right? What can I do for you? Oh. What can I do you for? Well, about I got 1,000 gil, and then we'll, you know. I thought you have your hands full helping out with this new arm of the Scions. I barely noticed your recruits arrived. It was barely a trickle compared to the flood of treasure hunters we have passing through here every day. While I appreciate your offer to aid, 'tis more your burden that concerns me. I'm told this trial company will answer directly to the antecedent, so I trust that means less work for you in the long run. I know it's gonna be great. Slaftborn, the shipment! We couldn't... Gods, woman, what befell? We were bringing a shipment to Revenant's Toll, provisions earmarked for the frontier effort. But as soon as we sought to cross over into Mordona, we were set upon by brigands. I believe they may have been heretics. They were many, too many. We only escaped with our lives by abandoning the supplies. Pray forgive us. There is naught to forgive. Provisions can be replaced, but smart soldiers are hard to find. Take your rest, and I'll have someone along to tend to those wounds. What to do? If heretics are involved, then this is like to be more than a case of simple thievery. Ishgard will need to be informed. Whence did these supplies originate? House for Tom. We collected the provisions from Camp Dragonhead proper. Understood. I shall see that they are apprised of this development. Clive, were you not good in terms with the Knights of House Porton? I will be sending them a missive immediately, of course, but I would also have you travel there and offer your considerable talents. Yes, I realize I contradict my earlier hopes to lighten your load, but I need someone who can help bring this incident to a satisfactory conclusion. Our favorable relations with the Ishgars are far too important to risk half measures. Thank you for your understanding. I am certain Lord Harshafant will be glad for your assistance. Yeah, I bet he would. Considering the size of the crush he has on me. Alrighty. Off to Camp Dragonhead. Well, well, a visit my fine friend Clive Jet. Would you care for a plate of roast charcoal? Some mulled wine? See? He's already asking us out to dinner. No? Ah, I see you have not come into my hall merely to escape the biting cold. I was in fact. Were you just hoping to warm me up yourself? My dude, a little too thirsty. I was in fact on the verge of opening an urgent missive from Revenant's Toll, and I suspect the timing of your arrival is no coincidence. Not in the slightest. Hey, now we start getting gear. Alright. Lord Hoshfont awaits confirmation of the reason for your visit to Camp Dragonhead.
The incident with the new frontier hands? No, you need not elaborate. I have been following their progress with no small amount of interest. Brave men and women all. They do our nation a great service. The existence of a fortified outpost in Mordona will do much to dissuade the Empire from trespassing on Kurthus soil. Right glad am I that you have chosen to lend your support to this endeavor. Never let it be said that House Forton does not acknowledge the efforts of her allies, or her debts. 'Twas in the spirit of gratitude that I arranged for sundry supplies to be delivered to Revenant's Toll. That the shipment should chance to be waylaid by heretics is poor fortune indeed. Poor fortune, I say, yet not without precedent. If you would know the truth of it, these incorrigible villains grow more organized with each passing day. This new unity of purpose we attribute to their leader, the Lady Iceheart. But though I have devoted significant resources to the task of identifying this woman, we have yet to learn so much as her birth name. What we do know is that the heretics speak of Iceheart in reverent tones, and would gladly embrace death rather than betray her. Such loyalty is rare indeed, and I fear to imagine what so committed a collective might achieve. The brigands have not yet been so brazen as to risk direct confrontation here in Dragonhead. Some few of their number have, however, been sighted not far to the west of here, and with ever-increasing regularity. A visit to Whitebrim Front may bring you the answers you seek. Will you brave the snows, knowing what implacable foes may lie in wait? Hallone's blessings be upon you! Though I take no pride in the admission, many of mine own countrymen are not so well suited as you adventurers to dealing with such foes. Were they dragons, it might be otherwise. But truly, I could not wish for a finer ally. You have done much for my house in the past, and I have no doubt but that I shall have cause to celebrate your deeds again ere long. Should you learn aught of value, pray return to me forthwith. A warm hearth and a warmer welcome shall be waiting for you.
Alright. So they've got a organized band of heretics that are the source behind all these shipment abductions. And all they've been able to learn so far is that it's led by someone named Iceheart. well, they've deemed her name Iceheart. So they want us to try and help figure out where these heretics are and how we can deal with them. Alrighty. There we go. Clive, welcome, welcome. You'll be pleased to know that the repairers to Stone Vigil proceed apace. We shall rebuild sure and strong that the Gervanians might batter themselves senseless against our shields in the west. I would venture, however, that matters of masonry are not what brought you to Whitebrim. That's a little thing, like, that conversation would have been a little different if we hadn't done Stone Vigil hard. So I like little things like that, like, hey, you actually did this, so we're gonna acknowledge that. On the trail of a band of thieving heretics, you say? By the Fury. But you do seem destined to cross paths with those villains. I must confess then, it is a sad truth that the wilds hereabouts have indeed grown thick with their number. They strike swiftly, without warning, and are canny enough to evade our most able trackers. But it is not merely their newfound organization that confounds us. The heretics themselves seem somehow changed. I know not what manner of influence this Iceheart wields, but the men we face seem utterly... This has got to be one of those, like, 4 guys that all just disappears. Are lost in the grip of righteous fervor. It is an unsettling and unnatural zeal. Okay, something's going on with these guys. Perhaps you would care to question one of the recent victims, as fate would have it, your arrival came moments after our traitor was waylaid on the road. Our patrol found the unfortunate fellow lying senseless in the snow and carried him to our infirmary. Assuming he has regained the use of his faculties, the merchant might recall some small detail that would aid you in your task. Okay, I don't know what's going on with these guys. They're just kind of like popping in and out, and they've been doing that the entire time in this game. It's weird, and it makes me uncomfortable. Up? Probably up. Yeah. Tell you what happened? Why, yes, of course. I am quite recovered enough for that. Anything to help catch those cowardly black hearts. I was traveling my usual route to Whitebrim Front when a sudden blow sent me reeling. The next thing I know, I was on the ground, and several heretics were rifling through my cargo. Arms, armor, crystals, they were taking everything. 'Twas then that one of them noticed my bleary gaze and stalked over to better acquaint my head with his mace. Before darkness claimed me, however, I distinctly heard the words, "Return to Snowcloak." I dare say that is where they are hauling my goods, but you'll not catch me rushing off in pursuit. They tell me 'twas a miracle I survived it all, and I'll not trust my thick skull to save me a second time. Okay. To Snowcloak. Oh, I want a griffin to ride. I want to be a Grey Warden. Oh, I can't wait for the next Dragon Age to come out. Oh, it's gonna be so good. I hope. I hope they fix the combat a little bit so I can actually have healing spells. But, God, the story is so good. Hello. Alrighty. Really simple. Ah, draw your weapon, foul. Wait, I recognize you, adventurer. You come seeking the heretics? Then we share a common purpose. We were on patrol when we chanced across one of their raiding parties and pursued them here. By rights, we should have had them cornered in this ravine, and yet they are gone, vanished like icy wraiths. I'm so short compared to them. You glimpsed a woman atop the cliff. Could it be Iceheart herself come to sneer at our folly? Where did she disappear? The heretics must have discovered a passage through the frozen wall, some hidden tunnel that escaped our notice. We have not the men to risk further investigation. It would be best were we to return to Whiteboom Front and lay our suspicions before Lord Draumont. Okay. And if you notice, we've been getting a lot more voice acting scenes. I think this is around the time they started actually having the budget to do a lot more voice acting. So I won't be having to do too much of the major conversations anymore. You'll actually get voice acting, uh, which is good for me because I know I suck at speaking and stuff, but also good for y'all because then y'all actually get to hear voices and a lot better voice acting. I will have to talk out conversations like this. That's going to be for the entirety of the game, like the small conversations, but a lot of the major stuff they'll start having actual voice acting. 5. It appears I owe you my thanks once again. The surviving knights spared no detail in their report. The men you found out near Snowcloak were some of my finest, that they should be bested so handily. I fear I have woefully underestimated the threat these heretics pose. While I understand you might balk at the notion, I must ask that you put aside your mission and consider the stolen provisions lost to us for now. 'Twould be ill-advised to plunder unprepared into what may well be the very lair of our enemy. Pray return the Dragonhead and inform Lord Harchfont that of your discoveries. He will wish to plan contingencies of his own. As for Iceheart and her fanatics, the freezing heights of Snowcloak will not shield them from our justice for long. Okay, so at least we were able to establish that the heretics of Snowcloak are actually at, not Snowcloak, and Iceheart are at Snowcloak. Okay. Excuse me.
Your return is most timely. Of their own accord, my thoughts had turned to your task and the progress thereof. I confess, my imaginings tended toward the grim and bloody. But you are here now, and I suspect such frivolous wonderings do little justice to the reality of your travails. Tell me, what did you learn of Iceheart? Indeed, and this transpired at Snowcloak? Of all the highlands, that towering wall has borne the worst of the region's brutal shift in climate. So inhospitable has Snowcloak become that we have still to survey the area in its entirety. Could its frozen heights conceal the heretics' hideaway? Mayhap a more robust reconnaissance effort is in order. Putting such considerations aside for the moment, we still know far too little of this Iceheart. That she is capable of commanding such a band of fanatics bespeaks natural authority, and no small measure of charisma. As much as I would like to fathom this mystery with you, the situation has grown beyond my personal purview. I am bound by duty to inform the Temple Knights and request that they bring this matter to its conclusion. Given the glowing reports the new commander has garnered thus far, I am certain that they can be relied upon to take appropriate action. Though Iceheart's true identity yet eludes us, you have provided us with a point from which to begin. Sometimes it takes but a single stone to prompt an avalanche. On the matter of the stolen provisions, I have already made arrangements for a second shipment to be sent to Revenant's Toll. I could not well allow such an honorable venture to be undermined by one miserable setback.
now return to Revenant Stall. But that's all the time I got for you guys today. If you want to know when the story continues, so as in like when my videos come out, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. If you want to see in-game content or me playing other games, like one of the games I'm playing right now is called Genshin Impact, go check out my Twitch account. But other than that, thank you guys for coming. I hope to see y'all next time.